Hello, Mandela, and welcome to your second math lesson of the week. Today, we are starting a new unit of work. Our new unit of work is all about fractions. In Year 2, you learnt to recognise the whole and equal parts. You recognised and found a half. You recognised and found a quarter. You began to understand unit fractions. And you also counted in halves and quarters. In Year 3, you will learn to make a whole with unit and non-unit fractions. You will explore tenths as fractions. You will understand fractions as numbers, and you will also calculate fractions of a set of objects. We're going to begin by recapping on our learning from Year 2. Today, we are going to be making equal parts. Our learning objective is, can I make equal parts? In today's lesson, we will be recapping our learning from Year 2 so that we are able to understand what one whole is, so that we know a whole can be made up of parts. And we will also explain the difference between equal and unequal parts. Here's our lesson starter for today. I'm going to read the questions to you. Then I want you to pause your video and have a go at solving them on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper. Question 1. Which children go to chess and cooking club? So you need to read the information on the table to find out which children go to chess and cooking club. Question number 2. Hannah buys a comic for £3.75. How much change does she get from a £10 note? Use the strategy that we learnt in our unit of work on money that you feel most confident with. Question number 3. What is 32 divided by 8? Question number 4. Which is greater, 345 or 354? Pause your video now for me. Let's go over the answers. Question 1. Which children go to chess and cooking club? So, if I read across the table, I'm looking to see which children go to chess club and which children go to cooking club. So I'm looking for children that have ticks in both of these boxes. Does Sam have a tick in both of these boxes? No. Does Beth? Yes. So Beth goes to both chess and cooking club. Does Tim? No. Does Jane? No. Does Paul? Yes. So the children that go to both chess and cooking club are Beth and Paul. Question number 2. Hannah buys a comic for £3.75. How much change does she get from a £10 note? She gets £6.25. Question number 3. What is 32 divided by 8? The answer is 4. Which is greater? Remember, greater means largest. 345 or 354? 354 is greater because there are more tens in the number. On your whiteboard, I would like you to draw a rectangle. I want you to draw one line to divide the shape into equal parts. So what you need to do is, on your whiteboard, draw a rectangle. A rectangle has 4 sides, 2 sides which are long and 2 sides that are short. Then I want you to draw one line to divide the shape into 2. There are lots of different ways that you could do this. Pause your video and have a go at this now. If I get my pencil, I can draw a line down the middle of the rectangle to divide it into two equal parts. Did you divide your rectangle like that, or did you find a different way? Check your answers against these. Which way did you find to divide a rectangle into two equal parts? On your whiteboard, draw a rectangle. Draw one to divide the shape into two unequal parts. So if equal parts are the same size, unequal parts are going to be different sizes. So I could divide my rectangle by drawing a line here. Then I have got two unequal parts. I've got two parts of my rectangle which are different sizes. Pause your video and have a go at this now for me. Let's have a look at the answers. You may have found different ways because there are lots of ways that you could divide the rectangle into two unequal parts. Unequal means the parts are different sizes. Which of the triangles have been divided into equal parts? Write the letter on your whiteboard. Remember, equal means the same size. So which of the rectangles have been divided into equal parts? So parts that are exactly the same. Pause your video. Let's have a look at the answers. We can see that triangle B has two equal parts that are the same size. We can see that two parts in triangle C are equal. We can see that triangle D has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. If we look at triangle A, they are unequal. That means they are different sizes. What do you notice? Look at the picture. What do you notice about the shapes? Each shape has. Can you finish that sentence for me? First thing I'm going to do is count how many parts each shape has. How many parts does a triangle have? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many parts does a triangle have? 4 equal parts. Let's do our square now. How many equal parts does the square have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the square has 4 equal parts. How many equal parts does the rectangle have? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the rectangle has 4 equal parts. Now let's look at the circle. How many equal parts does the circle have? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could finish our sentence by saying each shape has 4 equal parts. Look at the spelling of equals and try to learn this to use in your work for me. How many equal parts does each shape have? Write the answers on your whiteboard. So if you looked at A, you would write A equals. How many equal parts does A have? 1, 2. So you would write for me A equals 2 equal parts. Pause your video and have a go at the rest of them now, and then we will check our answers. Let's have a look at B. How many equal parts does B have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So B equals 4 equal parts. Let's look at C. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So C equals 8 equal parts. And finally, let's have a look at D. How many equal parts did shape D have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So D has 3 equal parts. So it's really important that you've written equal parts in your answer for me. Our next question, can you split the sweets into 2 equal groups? So we've got some steps that we need to work through to help us to split the sweets into 2 equal groups. So the first thing we have is a sentence that says, there are all together. So we need to count how many sweets there are all together. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 all together. I've got to split them into 2 equal groups. So I'm going to share them into 2 equal groups. So that's 2 groups that have the same number of sweets in each group. So I'm going to put 1. I need to do this. So I'm going to put 1 sweet here and 1 sweet here. At the moment, there is 1 sweet in each group. I'm going to put another sweet here and another sweet here. At the moment, there are 2 sweets in each group, so each group is equal. Then I'm going to put another sweet over here and another sweet here. Now there are 3 sweets in each group. Each group is equal because they have the same number of sweets. So they can be split into 2 equal parts, and there will be 3 in each part. Let's read that together. There are 6 altogether. They can be split into 2 equal parts. There will be 3 in each part. Now it's your turn. Choose between activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. Then you could challenge yourself with the challenge questions. Activity 1. How can this grid be split into equal parts? So on your book or in your piece of paper, you will need to draw the grid. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 squares along and 4 squares going down. You need to use a ruler to draw the grid. Then you need to explore how many different ways you can colour it in to make equal parts. Let's have a look at my ones that I've done. So on this one, I split it into 4 equal groups. So I've got 4 pink squares, 4 yellow squares, 4 green squares, and 4 red squares, so each part is equal. If I look at this example, I've got 2 equal groups. How many are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 2 equal groups with 8 in. This one, let's have a look at. I've got 2 equal groups again. How many are in each group? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 2 equal groups of 8, which is the same as this one, but I've coloured them in different ways because there are many ways that I could colour it in to show 2 equal groups of 8. And finally, let's have a look at this one. Let's count the pink squares first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 pink squares. How many white squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 2 equal groups of 8. How many different ways can you split the grid into equal parts? Activity 2. How many ways can you find to split the quantities into equal amounts? So you need to draw pictures to represent this and then write the sentences. So this is just like the question we did together for sweets. Draw pictures to represent the objects to show how you can split them into equal groups. Remember, equal is the same, so there are the same number in each group. Activity 3. Ron and Amir are making equal groups. They each have 18 counters. Ron says, I've made 6 equal groups, and here are Ron's groups. Amir says, I've made 3 equal groups. Can you make any other equal groups with 18 counters? See if you can find lots of different ways to split 18 counters into 3 equal groups, and you can draw them just like Ron and Amir have done. Finally, some challenge questions for you to have a go at. I can split a square into 4 equal parts in more than 4 different ways. True or false? Prove it with drawings. How can this shape be split into 3 equal parts? Show your answer on the shape below. So you will have to draw a picture of the triangle for that. Can it be split into equal parts? Into 4 equal parts, sorry, children. If I split the balloons into 4 equal parts, there will be 4 in each group. Is Ben correct? Explain your answer. Split the shapes into equal parts. I'm looking forward to seeing your work on Tapestry.